Hey, what's going on, fellas? How we doing, man? Antonelli here. Today, looking at Carlos Correa's swing. I got a ton of questions and comments about, his swing and his overall ability as a player. He's going to be, obviously a all-star for a lot of years. Really, really extremely talented young player. So, let's look at his swing. Particularly, what I want to look at today is how the sequence of the swing is supposed to work, kind of how Carlos's works, and you'll see very similar movements in a lot of the top hitters in the major leagues. Particularly how there's, kind of a battle going on here, and there is separation between, the lower half of his body and the upper half of his body, and how he does it, and why it's important, and how it allows the swing to work in the proper sequence. And then what I see younger players do that they kind of get out of sequence, they work almost in the opposite manner, and why that's going to really hurt you when it comes to creating, elite bat speed that's going to take the play to a high level. So one of the most important things when it comes to swinging and when it comes to creating bat speed is to get um, the lower body. Basically, it's to create stretch within the body. And so what you'll see is with most elite hitters, as they start to turn here, as their lower body starts to turn, as their back leg starts to turn the body, there is going to be a basically a fight between the lower body and the upper body. And so this is it's really trying to turn the body that way, and you're going to see that the upper body is being pulled back in the opposite direction. And if you watch his shirt here, you're going to see how his shirt becomes really, really tight. So you can see that the shirt is being pulled, right? The lower body is pulling and the upper body is pulling back this way. So what that's doing is it's essentially putting your entire body on stretch. Basically, it's like taking a rubber band and pulling the rubber band, right? If you're going to shoot an elastic, you put the thing around your thumb and you pull and you put, you're storing energy in that band. You're creating stretch within the band. And when you finally release, so if you think about, here's stretch, 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 you're pulling the band, pulling the band, pulling the band, to the point where you can't pull anymore, and now you release, and the upper body begins to turn, and now the bat is being whipped around the body, and that's how you create a lot of bat speed, right? Elite level bat speed. Um, this is what I see when I watch almost every elite hitter in the major leagues, or any elite hitter that's able to create a lot of bat speed. With younger players, I see the opposite. So I don't see any stretch within the body. I see an upper body that gets involved way too early. Typically, their swings work in the opposite manner. So it's more pushy. It's more, I got to get the hands going. I got to get the upper body going. I got to get the bat going. And so the upper body beats the lower body. So there is none of this stretch going on. There's no fight between the upper and lower. There's no separation there. And there's no pulling back of the elastic. There's no storing of the energy. And so you can't expect to have a high level or a high amount of bat speed. So it's really, really important. It's one of the first things we do with our hitters is try to teach them how to store this energy, how to get their body to work, how to get their lower and upper bodies to essentially work against each other. And the way you want to do that is as you're moving into the ball, right? So as you begin to stride into the ball and your lower body begins to turn, you want to think about you're trying to resist up here with your upper body. So you're thinking almost like you're going to try to pull back. So, you're essentially using your back to hit. If you look online now and see what a lot of people are talking about the swing, a lot of people talk about using the scap to hit. Now I don't want you to need to go down to the library and go in the science section and start pulling out books to figure out, what's a scap and how do you use it. Essentially, you're trying to pull back almost like you're setting, if you think about taking your top hand and pulling back like you're going to throw a punch, you're going to start a lawnmower or a chainsaw or something where you've got to pull back a little bit. You're going to feel yourself using your back to hit, right? You're going to feel some tightness back there because you're pulling back. That pullback is basically setting your upper body so that you cannot let the back go forward too early. So I'm pulling back as I'm moving into the ball and as my leg begins to turn. You can see the hands are not coming forward yet, right? So here's the lower body starting to turn. If you just watch the upper body, the hands still have not come yet. They're still pulling back. It's not until about right here where now it starts to turn, and now the barrel is going to start to come. But all of this, nothing has happened. The upper body has pulled back, it's resisting, it's working against the turn of the lower body. That's where high level bat speed is created. Right? If you don't have this, if you look at your swing and you notice as you're starting to move forward, here come the hands in the upper body. Or before I start to turn, here come the hands in the upper body, right? You're not going to have the separation. You're not going to have this fight between the upper and lower body. You're not going to be able to store energy. You're not going to have any stretch. And you're not going to be able to, again, if you can't store energy, you can't release a lot of energy. So it's something that Correa does really, really well. It's something that most major league hitters do well. Again, if you just look at the swings and see, and just look at this, just look for this one thing. See, when does the upper body get involved? At what point? Is this turning? And are these pulling back at the same time? Are they fighting against each other, at least for a little bit? Or do you notice the upper body and the bat getting going forward to the ball before the lower body starts to turn? And most young hitters will do that. They'll get going early because most coaching at lower levels talks about, get the bat going. You got to get there. You got to be quick. You got to be short. You got to go, right? And so, and most coaches are talking about, use the hands, knob to the ball. And so it's a lot of talk of the bat getting to the ball quickly. And so, there's very little pullback. Most coaches of younger kids don't want they don't want the hands to get back at all. They want to be right in here, like I was taught, answer the telephone, so the hands are right here, and it's like, answer the telephone and go down the hill, quick. Like that's what I hear a lot of young players being taught. And so, they don't have the sequence of the swing is, it works in the opposite manner. And so there's not going to be any bat speed. And you can be, at a young level, you can be a little bit of a punch and Judy hitter and just put the ball in play and put it on the ground. But, like we tell everyone, like that may help win at, the 8-year-old and 9-year-old level, because the goal then is just to put the ball in play because no one can field. But if you want to hit, elite pitching and you want to be an elite player and play at a high level, you have to swing more like this, because that other swing eventually doesn't work anymore. And it's really hard to do that swing for a long time and then try to transition over to this later. It's really difficult to do. So we teach all of our players, no matter their age, if I get an 8-year-old player, a 9-year-old, 10-year-old player, I'm not trying to teach them how to win at the 8-year-old level. I'm trying to teach them, set the foundation for how they're going to be successful as they get older. To me, that's the goal. And it's not to be the best 8-year-old player of all time. It's to put yourself in position so you can play at a high level, be able to play in high school and hopefully play in college and maybe be able to play beyond that. And so hopefully this makes sense. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'm going to try to hit on a bunch of different players and kind of show you guys how, that we talk about the principles of the swing. Most elite hitters are the same. They're doing the same stuff. Their styles may differ, but, the way they move their body and the principles are all pretty much the same. So thank you again for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Check out the description box. We've got a deal going on with Plate Crate. You guys will get 50% off your first Plate Crate if you put in Antonelli. You click the link and then put Antonelli into the coupon code, and you guys will get 50% off your first Plate Crate. Also, I've got a bunch of books and links to training tools we use with a lot of our players. Check those out. I think you guys will find them useful. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter. Instagram is Antonelli Baseball. Twitter is Matt Antonelli 9. putting up a bunch of videos for you guys also, instructional stuff. Check out our website, AntonelliBaseball.com, where you can find out more information on how to be part of our teams and work with our staff. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you later.